Hello, this is Mator, and today I'm going to be showing you how to do a trick jump from Deadpoint, which I got a request for. This is the trick jump on Blood Gulch, where you have a scorpion tank set up on top of the base, and a banshee respawns inside the scorpion tank and sends you flying, and you land on the Pinnacle, the really big tall rock on Blood Gulch. So in order to do this jump, you are going to need Deathless Player, and it's one of the jumps that just requires that. So in order to use Deathless Player, I'm just going to get it to you the easiest way. You need Halo Custom Edition. You can find that online. I'll have a link in the video description. You can download it for free and install it, assuming that you have a CD key for Halo Combat Evolved. So Halo Custom Edition, once you have it, you're going to have a shortcut on your desktop or somewhere else. Right click this shortcut and go to Properties. Now you'll find here this is kind of the details on your shortcut, and here is Target, and this should lead to the location on your hard drive where you have Halo Custom Edition installed, haloce.exe. And then you need to add, after that, -console and -dev mode, outside of the quotation marks and with a space before each of them. You can also have no video. That just makes it so that the startup videos don't play when you start the game, which is kind of handy. Not required for the stunt though. Now what developer mode will do is it'll unlock certain commands for you to use, such as Deathless Player in-game, and it's obviously very critical for this. Otherwise, every time the Banshee responds, it'll just kill you. So once you have that all set up, you're going to start Halo Custom Edition from this shortcut. And yeah, I'm using a desktop recorder, so I'll talk to you again once I'm in the game. Okay, we're now in game. So first thing you need to do is you need to get the right game type. Now it's less specific because we're going to use Deathless Player, but we still want to get a working game type. So let me see here. Respawn 90, jump/respawn. This will work. So game options, oddball. It really doesn't matter much now anymore whether we're using damage resistance or not, because we're going to be invincible, but just for the heck of it, you can have damage resistance without ball, time limit none, team play yes. Time limit's relevant because you don't want the game to end on you. Player options, maximum health 400%, also relevant if you want to be really tough, but Deathless Player, again, kind of pointless. Respawn time instant, this is stuff so that you respawn quickly. All pretty relevant. Item options, this is relevant regardless of Deathless Player. Infinite grenades, yeah, I don't know. Do I want to use normal weapons or do I want to use heavy weapons? I think I want to use, well, in trick jumping, supposedly it's stylish if you pull out your pistol after you do an unaided jump. So that's the reason why I would probably have normal weapons on this, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use heavy weapons. Team play options, friendly fire off, and vehicle options, finally. 30-second vehicle respawn time. Now you can also use 60 seconds. It just means you're going to wait longer for the Banshee to respawn, but also an advantage of 60 seconds is, well, the Scorpion won't respawn while you're trying to get back to it, which can be really annoying because having to get it back on top of the base every single time to do the launch is really lame, and otherwise you just have to kind of run back to the base like crazy every time you fail, and yeah. So it's really up to personal preference. I like 30 seconds because I'm crazy. So red team, custom vehicle set, 4 of everything. Same thing on blue team. And that's just about it. I'm going to create the game now. So because we have dev mode on, we can only create a LAN game. If you want to be able to host an internet game or join an internet game, you have to get a program which allows you to do that. They're available on hce.halomaps.org or .com, I don't know. There will be a link in the description, so if you guys want to do that, that will be available to you. So I'm just going to create my game on Blood Gulch. Jump/respawn is my game type, and here we go. Alright.
Team Oddball.
So now we're in game, here we are. So the very first thing we need to do is we're going to need to get a Scorpion on top of the base. To do this, you're probably going to want a fuel rod gun. I'm just going to, there's many ways you can really do this, really, but I'm going to use the method that I always like to use, the brute force method, solo method. You PFR into the tank and then it's vertical, kind of leaning against the base, and then you plasminate it twice and fuel rod it up. So I'm just going to do that real quick. Alright. And there we go. Tank is on top of the base. You have to be a little bit careful around the hole. If the tank falls into the hole, you have to reset your game and start all over again, so make sure you don't do that. Okay, now we're on top of the base. I'm now going to take the chance to turn on Deathless Player. So to do that, if you've never used it before, Halo's console can be activated by pressing the tilde key. That's the key that looks like this, if you can see it. And then you type in cheat Deathless Player 1, and then it'll say true, and now you cannot be killed, which is nice. Also, while I'm also showing you these things, if you want to hide your heads-up display, you can type show HUD 0. If you want to fly around with the camera, you can use debug camera save, and then use your middle mouse button to control the camera. Oh, whoops! And then debug camera load, and then you hold the middle mouse button to move the camera, roll the mouse button, the wheel towards you to make it move faster, and roll it away from you to make it move slower. F is to fall, R is to rise. And then camera control 0 is to deactivate it. Just a little tidbit to teach you guys something. Anywho, I'm going to turn my HUD back on. It's not always fun to play with no HUD. So, first thing you're going to do here, you're just going to push the Banshee off of its spawn point, the Banshee pad, and you probably are going to want to get a phone ready. I use a phone for this, for a timer, so that I can know exactly when the Banshee's going to respawn. Anything could work though, a stopwatch, whatever you want, even a clock, although you would have to have seconds on your clock, so no digital clocks. And oops, there's the Banshee respawning right there, as you can see, sending flying. I wasn't quite ready for it though. What you're going to do is you're going to adjust your tank on the Banshee pad so that you get the Banshee to respawn in just about the direction that it just spawned in. You want to respawn and fly in this direction, and yeah. So you'll have to adjust the tank a bit before you do that. Anywho, I'm ready with my timer. Press the start button as soon as the Banshee respawns. Okay. That's a decent launch. That might be workable. So every time the Banshee launches, it'll move the tank a little bit, so you'll have to adjust the tank slightly every time. With your timer, if you have it set to 30-second respawn time, you're going to want to exit the tank around the 20-second mark, just right about now, and then quickly hop up on top of it, watch your timer. My timer's now at 28 seconds. When it hits 29, oh, I was a little bit off there, but you can see I launched up. There's the Pinnacle. I didn't quite get close enough. Back to the tank. You're going to have to get back to the tank after each attempt, otherwise the tank itself will respawn. So every time you fail, get back to the tank as fast as you can. If you spawn at the wrong base, press escape, game options, choose team blue team, and switch back to red team so you can get back to this tank. Because if the tank respawns, well, that's no fun. You have to get it back up again, and it's just a pain. So anywho, I'm ready again. My timer's going. Gonna wait till another 20-second mark. Okay, 20-second mark. Exiting the tank, hopping up on top of it. Now I know my timer's about 1 second off, so when I hit 28, I'm gonna jump and run forward. And there we go. Boom, I'm flying. It's a pretty good launch too. Flew a little bit off, not quite the way I wanted to go, but you can see it definitely works. Now I have to really rush back to that tank. It's going to respawn in a couple of seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Can I stop it? I'm not sure if shooting... no! Yeah, that's pretty frustrating. Just respawned right when I got to it. So shooting will not stop it from respawning. Now I have to get back on top of the base. So this would be a good time for you to realize, maybe I really want to use a 60-second respawn time. Of course, if you use a 60-second respawn time, you're going to have to wait longer for the Banshee to respawn each time for each launch. So that is a downfall, but you won't have to deal with this all the time either. So especially if you struggle with getting tanks on top of the base, you're probably gonna want that 60-second respawn time. Alright. Okay, let's get set up again. Pushing the Banshee off the Banshee pad. Getting the tank set up kind of slightly diagonal on the pad, like this. And waiting for the Banshee to respawn to start my timer again. And there we go. I think my timer will be about 1 second off again. Okay, that should do it. Okay, waiting for the 20-second mark, which is when I'm going to exit the tank and get on top of it. Okay, exiting the tank, hopping on top of it, hopefully not failing. Alright, 28, time to jump, and there we go. Not quite high enough, not quite high enough. Now run back to the tank. Run, Forrest, run. Don't respawn, tank, don't respawn, I love you. No! I think I'm gonna make it. Just barely, maybe. Whew. With 1 second to spare. 1 second. The Banshee's gonna respawn, I'm not gonna be ready for it. Right about 2 seconds. There we go. I'll go on the next one. So yeah, maybe 30 seconds really isn't the right way to go. Maybe it's better to go 60 seconds. You'll have to give that a try yourself. Whoops, what am I doing? It's not the 20-second mark yet. Okay. 20-second mark. Hopping up on top of the tank. I think I've been jumping too early, so I'm going to wait a little bit longer this time. 28 and jump. And there we go. Hey, that was really, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. I can see it. I mean, I could have almost made it on that one. Run back to the tank. Run, Forrest, run. Ah! No! Respawn. I just lost. I lost the game. Ah, painful. So yeah, that's how you work on, that's how you attempt this jump, I suppose you could say. I wish you the best of luck. Hopefully you won't have as many respawning troubles as I do. Use that 60-second respawn time, not 30 seconds, and yeah, I guess that's just about it. I wish you the best of luck with all your trick jumping and other endeavors. See ya.